On October 20th, 2002, sisters Isabelle and Valerie von Jordan would embark on what was supposed to be a 4-day guided tour of the Kakadu National Park in Australia. The two sisters, who were students from Heidelberg, Germany, were on a vacation that had already been marred by tragedy, though. Just 1 week prior, a terrorist organization had detonated 3 bombs in Bali where they were at, and it had killed 202 people. One of the bombs detonated at a nightclub that the sisters had just left an hour before. So understandably, they were extremely upset and heartbroken over this terrible tragedy, and it had basically ruined their vacation. But they were going to do their very best to just enjoy this beautiful time out away in nature and use it to kind of forget about everything that had happened. So on the evening of October 22nd, they were sitting around a campfire with the 7 other members of their tour group when one of them recommended, hey, let's go for a nighttime swim. And everybody agreed that yes, this would be a fun and refreshing way to kind of wrap up our evening. So their tour guide, his name is Glenn, he took them to the Sandy Creek Billabong. They arrived at about 11 o'clock at night, and as soon as they got there, several of the tourists brought up a major concern. And that was there was signs posted warning of the presence of crocodiles. Do not swim here. But Glenn would say, no, I've been here many times, and I've seen the local Aboriginal people swimming here. It's perfectly safe. So ultimately, the group would trust Glenn and go for their swim. Glenn, however, would not swim. In fact, he would just leave after they got in the water to go find another tour guide to talk to. A young man named James from the UK, he would say that everybody got in the water and they were all close, huddled together, no more than an arm's length away from everybody else, and Isabelle was a few yards out in front of him, or a few meters out in front of him. He would say that it was totally dark out, so he couldn't see, but something bumped him hard in his leg. He didn't know what it was, but then shortly thereafter, like a few seconds, Isabelle lets out this terrible scream as she's yanked under the water. But James, along with everybody else, thinks that Isabelle is playing a prank on them, trying to scare them. Either that, or one of the guys that's in the group had dove under the water and grabbed her and pulled her under to play a prank on her. But within a few seconds, they realize everybody else is accounted for and she hasn't resurfaced. So they start to panic, they clamber up on shore, and they begin to shine their lights looking for her, but they don't see Isabelle. Instead, just under the water, they see the silhouette of a 4.5-meter saltwater crocodile, and it's swimming away from where she just was. They contact authorities. The next morning, 4 park rangers found the crocodile. It still had Isabelle in its mouth. They killed the crocodile and they retrieved Isabelle's remains. They would also find 8 other saltwater crocodiles in the immediate vicinity where they were swimming. Isabelle was only 23 years old when she was killed.